I'm here with Silicia Scheppel-Barnard at her home, and we're going to talk rare diseases. Silicia, thank you so much for chatting to us today.
It's only a pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Believe me, the pleasure's all mine. Now, in terms of rare diseases, people out there, myself, we are not aware and we don't know what that means. Can you just tell us just a little bit about rare diseases?
I don't know where to begin. There's so many people with rare diseases that you don't actually, some people don't look sick. There's a lot of people where there's no stats of having this rare disease, or they're not registered as having it or not diagnosed. But it affects quite a lot of people that you see in your daily life.
That is quite fascinating. Now, you mentioned that people don't often look ill, okay, and I'm assuming that you've had the same experience. Can you just maybe tell us a bit about that?
You know, if I had 1 rand for every time I got told, but you don't look sick, I would have been so rich by now, because we don't look sick. Our body, mine especially, with what my illness I have, is my immune system attacks healthy cells. So I look completely fine, but on the inside, it's just havoc. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit scary, isn't it? And might I just say, she does look beautiful, doesn't she? Now, tell me your condition that you have. What is it, and what are some of the challenges that you've had to face having this condition?
Firstly, when I was ill for quite some time before I got diagnosed, and that was quite a battle, because you think, oh, is it in my head? Is all these symptoms I'm having, is it for real? And then finally, after being sick for quite some time, I got diagnosed, and then there was some wrong diagnosis where you finally got, and then I was diagnosed with 2 autoimmune conditions, one being lupus and one being intestinal Behçet's. And like, what people don't know is that people with autoimmune conditions, no 2 people are the same. No 2 people's symptoms are the same, or their treatments are the same. And because some of the challenges we face is that because it's so different, and it's so, I don't want to say it's so new, it's just becoming more awareness is being created now. And so there isn't a lot of research done. So it's like a blanket treatment. And it's hit and miss by seeing what you get. I mean, I've been on chemotherapy, some of what treatments people get for leukemia. So it's quite a tough road in just getting a balance in your treatment.
I can only imagine. And tell me, in terms of your workplace, how did you find, were people treating you, were they understanding or not really?
When I first got diagnosed, I was still working full-time, and that was quite difficult for me to balance, because I have a very, very A-type personality. So if I have to do something, I want to do it and do it well. Mm-hmm. And it was creating a lot of anxiety and stress for me for letting other people down. And being in hospital, you don't expect it, or you can't get out of bed. So to the point where when I was just diagnosed and not having found a balance of treatment yet, I actually had to resign just for my own sanity. I had to resign, and I didn't work for about 2.5 years. Then I started consulting again, where I could work, and I worked my own hours. And then finally working up to the place where now I work half days. I just think what people have to do when they do have a rare disease or an illness like this, they just have to be open with their employers and their colleagues. So create awareness, let the people know what is happening to you. Tell them, and if they think you're over dramatic, so be it. You have to communicate, and that will take a lot of stress off you. And I think at the end of the day, creating awareness and letting them understand would help so many other people wanting to get the message across.
Do you perhaps have some stats for us in terms of the prevalence of these diseases?
I know that worldwide there's about 300 million people with rare diseases, As far as I'm aware, that includes your autoimmune conditions. In South Africa, there is a group, Rare Diseases South Africa, which is a great community that helps people. They put you in touch with other people with the same illness, and there's little support groups for the different illnesses. And they have about 1,100 registered patients. But like I said earlier, there's so many people that maybe don't have access to the proper medical care to get proper diagnosis. So they'll be sick for quite some time. Then a doctor would pick up, oh, maybe this is an autoimmune condition or a rare disease. But a lot of people also, it comes like to the point where there's no funding to do all those extra tests and get the. So it's really good to reach out to these sort of organizations who really help fundamentally with getting you on track and getting you the support you need.